Welcome to another edition of Acrylic Pouring with 3 Year Studios. I did an attempt at making an acrylic wave for the first time. The results were not as great as I had expected, but hey, you live and you learn. So check out the video. So the first thing I'm going to do is paint my canvas white. I'm just using an old canvas that I don't really care about because again we are experimenting here and I just wanting to use something that I don't care if I lose this particular piece. So the colors that I'm using to create the wave are white, true blue, navy, and mint. I did mix the mint with the true blue to get a more greener shade, and I also used some silicone. So these are Deco Art ready to pour paints. So I did mix the paint inside of a cup with the silicone already. And I'm hoping mixing the silicone straight into the paint will allow me to get bigger cells. So I'm just gonna pour some white all over, and it looks like I do not have enough white in this cup. In general, I'm gonna spread it around with my finger just so that it can get done quicker. It doesn't have to be perfect. And I'm trying to use as little paint as possible because I honestly do not have enough to probably even attempt this painting right now. I didn't realize that I was almost out of white. I think this is where the Floetrol will come in really handy in the future because I have a lot of white acrylic paint and so I can just mix them myself. Yeah, so I'm just gonna pour the rest as much as I can on there and use the scraper to smooth it out. Now in the wave tutorial they said you go from dark to light, so I'm just gonna go ahead and use some of the navy followed by my true blue and mint mixture, then some mint. I think I'm not pouring it on thin enough. It's kind of coming out too much when it's in this cup. I think using a squeeze bottle might be better in the future. So now they, in the tutorials I've watched, they used a paper towel and they just looped it around to make a wave. I think that made a really good wave for my first try. I already see some cells were coming through, but I wanted to get more of a blue color in there. I think my mistake of adding more paint instead of trying to swipe it again with the paper towel. Yeah, so here is where things are gonna start unraveling and going downhill pretty quickly. I decided to use more blue paint because I wanted a bluer wave, obviously. But I should not have put white up there. I should have just kind of concentrated the blue color and swiped it. So I tried to fix it by using more of the paper towel from the bottom, and as you can see it did get more of the blue color, but then I got too much paint in the sky area and that didn't work out as well as I wanted it to. But it still right now looks like a wave. I want more of a minty green in light color in the center. So I tried to just kind of use a fork to make thinner lines so that when I drag the paper towel across again, I was hoping to get, you know, a better blended effect. So right now my wave is looking not so great. I want it to look darker below, so I added more of the navy. And again, I'm using a clean paper towel each time to swipe it across. But I feel like the more I swipe it across, the worse it is getting. And also the sails are not coming through. So I'm just gonna try blowing on it. Okay, that's making a really interesting effect, but definitely not wave-like. I think I really need the Floratrol to make the cells come out more. Yeah, so this is definitely not a wave any longer. I'm just gonna let the paint run down and try my best to make it look like something at this point. Yeah, so I'm just gonna use the rest of my paint because I don't want to waste it. And they're really beautiful colors. So I'm just gonna put them on all willy-nilly and see if I can get some interesting effects out of it. Again, I'm using a plastic fork and just kind of scraping it across the canvas to see what happens. At this point, it is, you know, all bets are off. We're just gonna do a thing. And here is my final result. It's gloppity gloog. Maybe I should call it 2020 part 2. So not all of acrylic paints come out good, as I am finding I am getting more misses than hits with my experimenting with acrylic pouring. But at least making these videos, I can kind of see where I've been going wrong. So hopefully my next wave attempt will go a lot better, and I definitely am going to need to order some more paint. And as always, a special thank you to all of our Patreon supporters. We couldn't do this without you. And you can join our list of awesome by donating to Patreon/3YearStudios. Thank you so much for watching. Please like, share, and subscribe.